Hello there, Crazy Blind Jake here, and this is an affordable weapon review. I'm Crazy Blind Jake, and I love weapons, so let's jump into this, shall we? So today, what we have is what's called the Mercenary. It is made by a company called Warrior Replicas, which I would say is on par with a company similar to Windless, or a little bit better than Depika, something like that. An Indian-based sword company. I will say the sword's a little bit overbuilt, a little bit heavy and a little bit off balance, but the blade is nice and sharp. The design is beautiful. It's a nice sword for the money. Definitely well worth it. So let's have a better look at her. So we have this really beautiful copper coloring, both on the guard and the pommel, and on the throat of the scabbard, and the shape of the scabbard. Pretty sure that's the shape. I don't know. I'm tired today. But it's got like a beautiful copper coloring. The leather's not bad on the scabbard either. The sword frog I put on it, and it came with the swords. That was a nice touch. The grip is really nice. You can actually see where it has these little ribs for your pleasure. I mean, for your comfort. And for your grip. The stitching could be a little better, but it's kind of nice for blade alignment. They did a really nice job with the coloring. I gotta admit, I'm kind of a sucker for this copper color. I'm usually more of a silver, steel, gunmetal, gray kind of guy, or like anything that's in like the silver, steel, or platinum coloration. I really like generally, but this just looks beautiful. She's a really good looking sword. And the guard is upswept. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's actually some detail on it too. There's a little bit of detailing there. And there. It's not just a really overly plain guard, but it's simple, but in a way very elegant. She's a beefy girl, though. But hey, sometimes beefy girls are sexy, too. But she's beautiful. Let's take her out of the scabbard. Working with one hand. There we go. Take a look at that blade. Nice, beautiful, sharp steel. Sorry for the glare. I'm doing this in my bedroom, which does not have the best lighting. The blade came extremely sharp. And the blade does have a fuller, which I like. Like I said, she's a little heavy. And a little off balance, but I would say she's more of a... Sorry for the mess there in the background. I'd say she's more of a hand and a half sword. Almost a two-handed sword. Like I said, companies like this tend to take a sword that's meant to be a hand and a half sword or a one-hand sword and overbuild them, and then they become the next stage up. But still, they did a really nice job with this piece. And for the price, I wouldn't complain. I would gladly pick up another one of these if I needed another one, or wanted another one in my collection if something happened to this one. It would not faze me to spend the money on it. It was very affordable. It's gorgeous. The steel's decent quality. I can't remember if it's EN45 carbon steel or 1055 carbon steel or something different. I know it is definitely a carbon steel. Now, I will say, when it comes to companies like this, I would tend to say that their steel is probably on the softer side. That tends to be the experience that I've had with them. With companies like this, but I could be wrong. But all in all, the Mercenary by Warrior Replicas, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 simply because it would be perfect if it wasn't off balance and overweight. It'd be a perfect sword, or dang near perfect. So I'm gonna give it, let me think. So I told myself it was gonna be more critical because I've been too nice. I'm gonna say 4 out of 5 stars. I think that's very fair because it could have been built a little bit better. Could be a little bit lighter, could be a lot more nimble. But just aesthetically and the finish work that they put on it, they did good. So, The Mercenary by Warrior Replicas, 4 out of 5 stars. Pick one up if you see one floating around somewhere. You won't be disappointed.